أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد الفاتح لما أغلق وعلى آله حق قدره ومقداره العظيم ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. This is the 27th stage of Victorious. In this stage, we shall be discussing the good and the bad steps made by the geomantic figures. This aspect of the chart translation process is used in strengthening and providing some more information about the judgment, about the current, about the quasitate, etc. Most especially in the methods of the mirror, that is the method of the conscience of the geomantic chart, or the method of Bali-Wal-Madlub, that is the method of the emergent geomantic figure and its desire, and the method of Izanazala, which I will call the method of when it emerges. How does the geomantic figure move or make steps? We have 16 geomantic figures and 16 geomantic houses. Each of these 16 geomantic figures rule a specific geomantic house, and in any geomantic chart, a geomantic figure can emerge in any of the 16 geomantic houses, except for the odd geomantic figures which cannot emerge in the 15th geomantic house. Whenever you find an odd geomantic figure in the 15th geomantic house, your chart is said to be a broken geomantic chart. You have made a mistake in the process of generating your geomantic figures. Let's use this chart as an example. From this chart, conjunctor emerged as the first geomantic figure. It made 7 steps towards emerging in the geomantic chart from its house where it rules, that is the 11th geomantic house according to the Suti of Bazdahu. Rubius emerged as a second geomantic figure. Rubius made 12 steps from the house where it rules, that is the 7th geomantic house, to the second geomantic house. Fortuna Major is the 4th geomantic figure here in this chart. It made 9 steps towards emerging in the 4th geomantic house from the house where it rules, that is the 12th geomantic house. Let's start with conjuncture, which emerged in the 4th geomantic house. Conjuncture rules the 11th geomantic house. Therefore, we start counting from the 11th geomantic house to the 1st geomantic house and see how many steps it made towards emerging in the 1st geomantic house. From the 11th geomantic house we count 1, jump to the 12th geomantic house we count 2, jump to the 13th geomantic house we count 3, jump to the 14th geomantic house we count 4, jump to the 15th geomantic house we count 5, jump to the 16th geomantic house we count 6, then jumped and elapsed in the 1st geomantic house, here we count 7. Therefore, conjunctor that emerged in the 1st geomantic house made 7 steps towards emerging in the 1st geomantic house. Let's take another example again. Rubius rules the 7th geomantic house according to the Sutin of Bazdahu. It made 12 steps towards emerging in the 2nd geomantic house. Let's count the steps it made. From the 7th geomantic house we count 1, it jumped to the 8th geomantic house we count 2, it jumped to the 9th geomantic house we count 3, it jumped to the 10th geomantic house we count 4, it jumped to the 11th geomantic house we count 5, it jumped to the 12th geomantic house we count 6, it jumped to the 13th geomantic house we count 7, it jumped to the 14th geomantic house we count 8, it jumped to the 15th geometric house we count 9. We jump to the 16th geometric house we count 10. We jump to the 4th geometric house we count 11, and it jumped and elapsed in the 2nd geometric house we count 12. Therefore, Rubius made 12 steps from the house where it rose to the 2nd geometric house. Our next example is Fortuna Major, which emerged in the 4th geometric house. Fortuna Major rules the 12th geometric house according to the suiting method of Brazil, and it made 9 steps towards emerging in the 4th geometric house. Let's count the steps. From the 12th geometric house we count 1. It jumped to the 13th geometric house we count 2. It jumped to the 14th geometric house we count 3. It jumped to the 15th geometric house we count 4. It jumped to the 16th geometric house we count 5. It jumped to the 4th geometric house we count 6. It jumped to the 2nd geometric house we count 7. It jumped to the 3rd geometric house we count 8. And it jumped and elapsed in the 4th geometric house we count 9. Therefore, Fortuna Major made 9 steps towards emerging in the 4th geometric house. Having understood the meaning of the motion or steps made by a given geometric figure, let's talk about the good and the bad motions made by the geometric figures. Step 1 is a bad motion. It is called the motion of arrogance. Step 2 is a bad motion. It is a motion of tardib, but according to some scholars, they regard it to be a mixed fortune motion. It intermingles between good and bad steps. Step 3 is a good step. 4 steps is a bad step. It is a motion or step of riding. 5 steps is a good step. It is called the step of parent and bosses. 6 steps is a bad step. It is a step of weakness. 7 step is a bad step. It is a step of dragging and rivalry. 8 step is a bad step. It is a step of fear. 9 step is a good step. 10 step is a bad step. It is a motion of tardib. 11 step is a good step. 12 steps is a bad step. 13 steps is a good step. 14 step is a bad step. It is a step of hindrance, a step of veiling, blockage, etc. 15 step is a good step, and 16 step is a bad step because it is a step of exhaustion. The figure that holds the damir makes 16 steps with the house where it holds the damir, that is the conscience of the child. We conclude with the parent that he has suffered a lot about his request, and he is a kind of giving up, or he is thinking of giving up about the matter. Inshallah, we shall discuss these things in details when we start our divination. If this is your first time of watching this video, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and press the notification button for you to be notified whenever a new video is being uploaded on this page. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.